We are wrapping up what is hopefully the worst week we'll have this year. Back-to-back deaths, hundreds of new COVID cases, and another week to lock this mess down. I'm Matanane, and here's your Trend Spotting report. In less than a week, COVID-19 again ravaged our island. Public health struggled to catch up with its backlog of tests after an overwhelming response by the community concerned of catching the virus. By Monday, 54 cases were reported, while Guam had mourned the death of 2 residents just days before. It was a small relief also from the week before, where we had experienced the highest number of COVID cases in one day, a painful 105. The governor had asked the island to shut down for 2 weeks, and we were in the last stretch. For some island residents, however, that was too much to ask. On Tuesday, just a few dozen residents, including families and business owners, took to Tumon for a protest against Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's lockdown. The protesters, some who were seen not wearing their masks properly, argued the island shutdown was unjust. They alleged it punished businesses and violated their rights, since the restrictions also meant they couldn't go outside and exercise at parks and beaches. Let's take a look at some of your thoughts on this issue. One Way 671 says, Lou is killing small businesses? Well, COVID is killing our people. Without the people, small business will die anyways. Stay home. Balamagunth1 adds, I feel like y'all are kind of being too mean. I get that Corona is bad and that we need the quarantine, but they all just seem like small independent business owners who are worried about their livelihoods. In their defense, the lockdown did just come out of nowhere and was a last-minute decision. They probably didn't have time to prepare, and I guess Guam's still making them pay taxes, and they can't really do that with no money coming in. They're out of work and aren't being properly compensated. They can't cope like large businesses can with this pandemic. There are people on our island who are worried about losing their jobs and lives. Yes, I agree that the quarantine is still good and necessary, but the issues they bring up are still issues that need to be dealt with. They can't just ignore the problem they bring up and shame them into silence. At least that's how I see it. Feel free to correct me if anything I said was wrong. SMarieB_ says, y'all wanted to open up the island, aka your businesses, and what happened again? Right, our cases spiked, causing a second wave we thought wouldn't be likely because our cases started really low. Now some people can't even wear a mask correctly. Proves that some can't run their business correctly if they can't even follow simple rules. On Wednesday, more positive tests returning and a complaining public prompted a stern response from Public Health Medical Director Dr. Jana Manglotnya. On KUAM's The Link, Dr. Manglotnya spoke without restraint to an island where many residents continue to ignore the safety measures meant to keep us safe.
What you're seeing now, thank your community for it. We didn't do this. And we've done everything we can to equip our hospitals and equip our clinics and equip our providers. And public service announcement, pretty tired and pretty fed up, working 24 hours a day, trying to clean up these messes. And then people looking at us saying, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You did this. We didn't do this. You did this.
Dr. Manglotnya's comments came just hours before the announcement of another tragedy, worse than expected. The governor gave the heartbreaking news over social media. Guam's 8th and 9th COVID-related deaths happening within 5 minutes of each other. The first was a 61-year-old man with underlying health conditions. The second casualty was a 62-year-old woman who was at the hospital for more than a month. The woman, however, spent much of her life at the hospital as a longtime ICU and ER nurse. The Guam Memorial Hospital was left to mourn their own as they battle the virus, overwhelming their facility. Guam closed the day with 2 more deaths under its belt, setting another case record at 136 new positive cases. We woke up the next day with another fire blazing on KUAM's The Link. It was no filter for Dr. Vince Akimoto, who went on an expletive-laden rant on Dr. Jana Manglotnya. Akimoto questioned whether Manglotnya was a racist, saying she targeted those who have been following orders and sacrificing. And while the governor called COVID a bitch, Akimoto asserted Jana Manglotnya was the, well, let's not repeat that. The Link's Sabrina and Chris took a deep breath and also responded to his claims.
I just want to say this because that was just really, for me, just uncalled for with what Dr. Akimoto, the words he used to describe.
Of course,
I do not think that
racist.
Dr. Manglotnia is a racist.
That's
and
crazy.
Honestly,
You're crazy,
if
Vince.
she's a bitch, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
Because if I'm that passionate about what I'm doing, I mean, she has been putting in the work, and I'm sure Dr. Akimoto has too. But she's come on the air. She's expressed her frustration. She's done the public service announcements. Everybody at public health working so hard. Maybe some not so hard. But, you know, just to call her a bitch, I'm a bitch too.
Sabrina shared her thoughts. Now here are some of yours. On Instagram, _Kimmy_00 says, I have never seen Dr. Akimoto once go out there and assist with COVID. All he's done is run his mouth. From personal experiences, he's nothing but a sarcastic person, and for him to call Dr. Manglotnia a bitch, it goes to show he has no professionalism at all. I'd like to see him do her work and let it be him to get our numbers to go down. Dr. Manglotnia, I'm with you 100%. Sillrageous66 added, Bravo! You put the nails on the coffin. His statement reminds me of the computer language Gigo, garbage in, garbage out. Let's all pray that we get out of this pandemic the way we came in, healthy. Chris and Bree, keep up the good work. Awesome crew. Evangeline M. Cepeda also says, so easy to speak when a woman is strong, smart, and speaks the truth. She didn't offend anyone, but because she is a woman, she's called out a bitch? How unprofessional and so not cool. You handle that very poorly and an insult to women. Wow, really? Really? While others applaud your foolish behavior, ask yourself this, doctor. If she was your mother, wife, or daughter, would you be offended? And lastly, Kissabel Life says, wow, it has finally come to it. Doctors attacking other doctors. In my strongest opinion, Manglotnia said nothing wrong. The people and the community of Guam need to see the seriousness of this virus. The people are the reason why the virus is spreading. No matter if you are asymptomatic or positive, just stay home. That was just the triple shot of espresso for Thursday morning. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero was scheduled to announce later that she was going to extend the lockdown and public health emergency. She did just that, but not before announcing the island's 10th COVID-related death, the third this week. The victim was a 96-year-old woman who was dead on arrival at the hospital. The governor ordered another week of lockdown, although she relaxed some restrictions on businesses and park exercise use. But still, we closed the day out setting another record. A reported 112 new positive virus cases pushed Guam's total cases over the 1,000 mark. This is deadly serious, Guam. Go to work, get your groceries, go home. Wash your hands and keep your masks on. We have one more week on lockdown, and it is our responsibility to each other and to our frontliners to slow this virus down. Until next week, adios.